Angel Stadium of Anaheim is the only venue to have 3 stops on the Supercross Tour. Tonight, the final visit to the birthplace of Supercross, A3. It has happened before. A champion moves on, and the next generation of greatness ascends to heights never before thought possible. A 5-time champion is now a part-time racer. It is time to pass the torch. Time for the next generation to reach beyond, to carve his own indelible legend into the history of sport. James Stewart is that rider. This is his time. Supercross and tonight, Angel Stadium of Anaheim in Anaheim, California, plays host to the series for the 3rd and final time of the 2007 Supercross season. James Stewart has been the man to beat so far this year, and tonight he tries to become the first Supercross rider since 2001 to sweep all 3 Anaheim races. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Well, as usual, the Dunlop starting grid for the Supercross main event, a who's who of the best in the world. And a lot of attention will be focused on Stewart and Reed, of course, as they battle for the 2 championships online. But boy, James Stewart sure looked fast tonight, Jeff. I don't know if anybody's got anything for him.
Well, and he was fast, but he was also comfortable, and you can't help but think that the absence of Ricky Carmichael's allowed him to relax a little bit more.
As you look at the up close, Reed and Stewart did win their 2 heat races, and Josh Summey, as we told you, won the LCQ. 20 riders, 20 laps. Final time here in Anaheim, 2007. And they're all going to be trying to catch number 7. The reigning world Supercross champ, trying to pick his first AMA Supercross title up. Michael Byrne on the Rockstar Suzuki will have the onboard camera.
And he's located pretty far on the inside. He's going to have to get a good jump to get our helmet cam out front for the whole shot.
Wow, they're going to go bar to bar, aren't they, Reed and Stewart?
Well, we'll see if they can give us a good main event tonight.
Wow, look at Reed come back to the inside. At first I thought he had a horrible start, but it works out.
The Stewart snuck through on the inside. He did not get to the first turn first, but smart as he is, he knew to get that Kawasaki turned around and get it to the inside, snuck by everybody. That was awesome.
Now, can anybody get up there and run with it?
He's already got a couple bike links on the next fastest guy here tonight, so Reed's going to have to really put his head down and put in his best laps.
Well, Stewart's teammate, Tim Ferry, runs in 3rd. Nick Way is in 4th. Tedesco's in 5th, and Byrne behind him in 6th. That's a good look at Tim Ferry on the number 15 Kawasaki, who's been living out here in Southern California ever since the tour got out here in January. And as soon as they take that checkered flag tonight, he and his family are headed back to Florida.
Man, has he been impressive here. He just really seems to be getting everything dialed in with this new ride and putting in some strong finishes.
Michael Byrne trying to catch Ivan Tedesco. Byrne carrying the onboard camera. The Rockstar Suzuki rider right alongside the Makita factory Suzuki rider. And he's going to take the spot away. Duck block right in the middle of the way there.
Yeah, that came from another side of the track, and the officials were trying to get that thing out of the way. That was on the landing of the triple jump. That could have been a real dangerous situation.
So Byrne moves up to 5th. He'll go after Nick Way.
Now there is competition, even though both these guys are on yellow bikes. One guy being on the factory team, one guy being on the factory supported team. So there's a little competition within itself to be the best guy on that brand.
And Tedesco trying to get the spot back as they start to reel in Nick Way too. Remember, Way a privateer as well. Boy, there was so much hope for Ivan Tedesco before the season began. And a great offseason, was really charged up and ready to go into the year. That injury in Toronto has really set him back.
Yeah, but he keeps getting stronger each week, and his starts come around. And got a pretty good main event going here. Looks like Michael Byrne, though, be a little more fired up than what we've seen him. And you know, this is another rider that's on a new bike this year. He was on Kawasaki last year. And maybe those guys are starting to get things figured out. He's starting to get comfortable where he really feels like, you know, turning it loose.
Let's go back to a progressive direct replay and watch Nick Way in the spot shot.
It's coming from the middle of the inside of the gate. Just gets out there nice and clean, and the hole shot line is there where they actually calculate that.
So Way gets the hole shot, but it was a move by Stewart coming off the corner that got him into the lead.
Impressive ride here by Chad Reed. He's in second. He's only about a second and a half off of Stewart.
Yeah, and this far into it, that's pretty good, the way Stewart's been riding these days.
That it is. Both these guys, actually, Chad Reed had a 55-second lap time this last lap.
Best one so far in the main event. Back to the fight for fourth as Byrne continues to chase down Nick Way.
Well, Ralph, I know you've never had a chance to race the Supercross, but this is awesome because this brings back these thoughts, and this is just what it's like. You're catching a little bit of the roost from the guy in front of you. You're picking lines, and you're trying to get up there. See how deep that rut's getting right there, and it's got a little kicker right before you take off. And that little kicker starts because of the riders at the very last second kind of hitting the throttle, and that digs a hole off the lip of that jump.
Chad Reed on James Stewart challenging for the lead. You can hear the crowd. Boy, where did that come from?
The crowd, everyone in Anaheim Stadium right now is on their feet going nuts. This is what we've been waiting for.
And the mechanics cheered him on.
Go, Skippy, this pit board says.
Chad Reed has an angry-looking kangaroo on the back of his helmet, and he's riding angry. Oh, he gets right into Stewart. And he's got the lead. Woo!
This is not something that we predicted.
Oh, and Stewart comes right back and shuts him off. And you can hear the crowd in Angel Stadium just on their feet. Boy, do they love their Supercross here in Southern California.
And if you notice at the tail end there, you got Tim Ferry is also, he's only a second or so off of Chad Reed. We got a great race.
Brutal's riding style is making a big difference, Jeff.
Well, it is definitely working here tonight. Chad has actually closed the gap on James Stewart. It's something with not too many people can do this. He's putting in one of his best rides we've ever seen.
I asked Chad earlier today if he was feeling 100% healthy. Remember, he seriously injured his shoulder and his sternum earlier this season. He said, yeah, I'm ready to go. I feel good. He really thought he should have won that San Francisco race just a week ago. Well, one big mistake cost him.
It definitely did. The crowd here at Anaheim, they're cheering him on. They want to see a battle for the lead. And notice these guys have just dropped Tim Ferry these last two laps. That means they really picked up their pace. Stewart and Reed are both running in the 56-second lap time. Reed's actually running half a second faster than Stewart right now.
The only two riders that dip into the 59s. Stewart's best, get this, a 55.964. Reed's best, a 55.965.
You know, this section that they just went through is where Chad is making up all the time. He has really got some lines dialed in before the off-camera turn and then coming off of that.
So many people thought that when Ricky Carmichael said that he wasn't going to ride a full season, we should just hand the trophies for the two titles to James Stewart. Chad Reed said, I'm not so sure, folks. I got a shot at this. He's a former champion, and he's proving tonight that that's for real. We're coming right back with the big end. Anaheim, you can see the gap from James Stewart. It just goes over the triple back to Chad Reed. And one of the obstacles that could come in the way here and decide the winner of this, Jeff, is the lap riders.
Yeah, definitely the lappers. It's always tough on that first guy.
Here's a battle deeper in the field. This is for sixth position. Kevin Windham on the number 14 Honda has it. Ivan Tedesco on the Makita Suzuki trying to get it back. He had it moments ago, and Windham snuck it away from him on the Sobe No Fear Samsung Honda. Just in front of them is Michael Byrne. Well, Ivan Tedesco, Aaron, looked pretty good early on, but now he's starting to slip back a little bit.
Yeah, it's obviously frustrating for him, and he had mentioned to me earlier that this is the first full week that he's actually spent riding, so he said he's come into this really prepared. But one thing, Ricky Carmichael's been helping him out with his setup and dialing in his bike to perfection. He said, actually, I'm just about on the exact same bike that Ricky has. A frustrating moment for Ivan for sure.
Just has not been able to put a complete weekend together yet. Yeah, but it's there.
Way off the fast lap of Chad Reed right now. He's about 4 seconds off of that quickest time, so definitely not putting in the remaining laps here like he would want to.
Former lights class champion, very competent rider. He's going to get it back together here before long. And Kevin Windham on the number 14 up to 6th. Nathan Ramsey on the 25 right behind Tedesco. His teammates to Chad Reed. Meanwhile, there's James Stewart, our race leader. 3 seconds out in front of Reed.
Yeah, it's really put together a couple laps here. I thought there might be a chance when he got into those lap riders that he would have some problems. The AMA officials out there, of course, with the blue flags and getting those guys out of the way. Chad Reed, though, is not giving up on this. He's got a great opportunity here. As close as he's been to a win here in the AMA Series so far this season.
Got 8 laps to go. There's the gap back to him between Stewart and Reed. We talked about sweeping Anaheim. The only rider that was ever able to sweep the Anaheim races in a single season was Jeremy McGrath. It's been quite a while since it's been done. Stewart trying to do it again here tonight.
Well, McGrath won a lot of races here at Anaheim. He pretty much called this home, and
well, they used to say this was a house that Jeremy built, and then of course Ricky Carmichael won basically just as many races.
Yeah, that he did. Another guy that's putting in a great ride is Ferry here. I really like how his fitness, how he's been at the end of the motos, and just looking to get on that podium spot. Get a trophy here at Anaheim.
Six laps remaining here in Anaheim.
Just noticed here, Ralph, this last lap, Windham was the only rider to get up into the 1 minute mark. Other riders down into 59s, leader around 56 seconds. These guys may end up catching Windham here. 5 laps to go. Notice how Ivan's bike was kind of rocking back and forth as he went through the whoop. The bikes, you want the bike to stay flat going across the tops of those. That means he doesn't have quite enough speed, and the front wheel and the back wheel are dropping down in, you know, dropping in between each whoop. It's not the fast way to do it.
On board with Michael Byrne. Just in front of him, Nick Way. This is 4th and 5th.
Byrne having a great ride tonight. 5th place, you see him in this second turn. And he's going to triple. No, he's going to taking him 2 at a time there. Is on the final lap.
Can he make a run? Here he comes.
The crowd's coming alive. He might be able to steal a win here.
This could be huge. Latin riders could get in the way. Trying to get out of the way is Cole Siebler. And in front of them now, Heath Voss on the 13.
Only another straightaway to another turn to go.
James Stewart is going to sweep Anaheim in 2007. Chad Reed finishes 2nd. And James Stewart and the Monster Kawasaki team have won another one. We're coming back. Final checkered flag in Angel Stadium of 2007 has fallen once again, as so did the other two, to James Stewart. As you look at the results, Chad Reed just a second and a half behind him at the finish line. It's another tight race. Chad Reed still very much alive in this championship, but Aaron, it's all about James Stewart.
It most definitely is. James Stewart, the first man to sweep all 3 rounds of Anaheim. James, were you surprised by the retaliation of Chad Reed tonight?
I mean, you know, he came in, he made a good move, and he just got me. It caught me off guard, and I got him back, but you know, that's racing. We always do it, man. I had a blast out there. You know, I got to give it up to Kawasaki. It was a fun race. It was one of the toughest races, you know, I raced against him, and I look forward to more. And I'm stoked. I can't be any happier. Chad rode super good tonight. I'm happy for Timmy to get third and move on to the next year. I mean, next week.
Congratulations on another sweet success.
Thank you.
The championship will culminate in Las Vegas. We'll have it for you live on Speed. If you can't join us at Sam Boyd Stadium, it's going to be a great night the first weekend in May. In the world points, James Stewart leads Chad Reed by 15. Tim Ferry's in third. In the AMA point standings, James Stewart by only 18 over Chad Reed. It's going to be a great points battle, Aaron.
Oh, an absolutely relentless Chad Reed showing up tonight. Chad, you showed up today with a little extra spark in your eye. What made the difference?
Man, I was excited. Like, we made some big improvements to the bike this week, and just want to thank the whole team for that, all the Associated Sprints, all the guys at Sam Manuel, and Unbound, Thor Parts, Scott, Bridgestone, and my mechanic Oscar for stepping in for Paul, and we wish Paul and his son the best. And man, I just want to thank all my family, Ellie, Brian, Therese, and we look forward to next week.
Chad Reed backfield.